Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session on SAP FSCM Dispute Management Configuration in S4HANA. So this session will set the foundation for the overall framework and explain how dispute management fits into the FSCM ecosystem. Now let us move ahead with the course content. So the first, we will be looking into the FSCM overview. This gives us a high-level understanding of all FSCM components and how they work together to optimize the receivables cycle. Then we move to the dispute management introduction. We will briefly look at the purpose of this module and why organizations rely on it to manage customer complaints effectively. Then we'll see some of the benefits of dispute management. I will highlight how these benefits translate into real business value such as faster dispute resolution and improved cash flows. Then we'll look at the core functionalities. So these functionalities form the backbone of the configuration, helping us define how the dispute case behave in the system. Then we'll see the integration with financials, which is FIAR, accounts receivable. We'll also understand how the data flows between FI and dispute management, ensuring accurate AR reporting. Then we'll see the overall SAP flow process. This will help you visualize the entire journey of a dispute case from start to finish. Now let's move ahead with the FSCM overview. Now let us look at the overall FSCM landscape within the SAP system. So in total, there are four core components of SAP FSCM. The first one is collections management. It helps companies chase and manage overdue customer payments. So it ensures that the business stays proactive rather than reactive in managing overdue balances. The second one is dispute management. It handles and resolves customer invoice related complaints. So it brings structure and transparency into resolving billing related discrepancies. The third one is credit management. It controls customer credit limit to reduce the financial risk. So this helps protect the business from potential credit risk and ensures safer sales decision. And the last one is Biller Direct, a self-serving portal where customer view and pay invoices online. So this not only reduces operational overhead, but also empowers customer with more control. So generally, these four are considered as the core components of SAP FSCM. They are tightly linked with the accounts receivable module within the FI. And there are other modules as well in FSCM like treasury and risk management, in-house cash, BCM, and others. So that we will cover in the separate session. In this course, we will cover only the dispute management configuration. Now let us understand the dispute management module in detail. So we'll start with the introduction of dispute management. Dispute management is used to resolve and manage customer billing disputes efficiently, ensuring smoother customer relationship and accurate financial reporting. It provides complete documentation and tracking, which maximizes the success rate for recovering disputed funds. It offers real-time visibility into every dispute case, its owner, status, and pending tasks. It improves cash flow, reduces manual tracking, and strengthens customer trust. So dispute management replaces scattered email, manual Excel tracking, and inconsistent follow-ups. It gives every stakeholder from AR team to sales a unified platform to resolve issues faster. With structured workflows and documentation, it significantly reduces the dispute aging and ensures every case is accountable. Now let us see the benefits of SAP dispute management. It cuts administrative efforts, eliminates manual tracking, and reduces resolution labor cost. It supports varied resolution, efficiently processes write-off, credit memo, and final payment within the dispute case. And it also maximizes the recovery rate. So complete documentation increases the win rate for dispute case. Then it enhances the customer relationship, provides quick, professional, and consistent handling of customer claims and deductions. It enforces consistency, so it standardizes resolution steps across the entire organization. It also improves the data quality, so it ensures accurate real-time reporting on accounts receivable and disputed volumes. So these benefits collectively lead to measurable improvements in dispute cycle time, reduced revenue leakage, and better collaboration across finance and customer-facing team. With transparency at every steps, businesses gain data-driven insight to identify recurring issue and improve internal processes. Now let us look at the core functionalities of SAP Dispute Management. So in SAP Dispute Management, a case type is one of the most important configuration. It stores all the data relevant to your dispute case. And the standard one which we have received pre-delivered from SAP is F_DM. So I'll be configuring in the standard case type only, which the SAP has provided. So it defines the overall structure and behavior of a dispute case, including what fields appear and how the case flows through the process. These settings control default attributes, allowed actions, and how the system handles each dispute case effectively and efficiently. So the first component within the case type that we are going to assign is attribute profile. So think of attribute profile as a field status variant. In FI, you have a field status variant, right? So think of it in the similar way. So you can mark certain fields as required, invisible, or even have a drop-down checkbox, and even control which field should appear at the middle of the screen, which field should be appearing at the top of the screen. So suppose if you want case title to be seen at the top of the screen, you can configure it in that way through the attribute profile. And if you want it at the bottom of the screen, you can configure it in that way as well. So I've explained in detail, and in our upcoming session, we'll see each of the case type attributes, function profile, status profile, and text profile in detail, and we'll see it in the practical way as well. So second is the escalation reason. So the attribute profiles also stores additional details like escalation reasons, which helps categorizes case and triggers escalations whenever required. So that escalation reason that we maintain will be assigned to my attribute profile, and that attribute profile will be assigned to my case type. Now moving forward, we have function profile. So this defines which system functions are available, such as there are certain business functions, not the business functions, system functions like display change, print, and if you want to add any open items to the existing dispute case, function profiles helps you there. So that governs the function of the dispute case. It also has certain functions like workflow trigger, follow-up actions, and automatic integration steps. Then we have the status profile. So as the name suggests, the status profile governs the life cycle of the dispute case. So it defines statuses like new, in progress, awaiting response, resolved, closed, avoided, and confirmed. Now we move ahead with the text profile. So the text profile manages different types of notes, customer communication, internal notes, and processes remarks, ensuring proper documentation. And then at the final step, we have the dispute category, reason code, and root cause code. So dispute category helps us classify the type of dispute, such as pricing dispute, quantity dispute, or deduction related complaints. Then we have reason codes, which is it further breaks down the cause of the dispute case, which enables better reporting and trend analysis. Then we have root cause code. So these codes identify the underlying issue that triggered the dispute case, helping businesses improve their internal process and reduce future disputes. So these are all are the core components in SAP FSCM. Now let me show you in SAP screen as well, the case type, how it looks like. So I'll go to SPRO. I'll go to FSCM, Dispute Management, Dispute Case Processing, Case Type, and Define Case Type. So the standard one, which SAP has pre-delivered is F_DM. So this is the standard one which we'll be using, and I've done all the configuration in this case type only. So I've explained in detail the attribute profile, function profile, status profile, and text profile with configuration as well. So that gives a practical knowledge to the learner. Now let us understand the integration of FI accounts receivable with dispute management. So the first one is customer invoice posting. So this is where the billing document or FI invoice is created, forming the basis for dispute identification. Then we have incoming partial payments, open items which are due from a very long time, or any underpayments. So whenever a customer pays less or leaves item open, the system flags these as potential disputes for review. And after the identification, the dispute case is created. So they will either communicate with the customer that why are you not paying the amount, it has been pending from a very long time, or why have you only made the payment partially. So whatever is the communication, a dispute case is created later on when the customer and the company is not in agreement for a particular item or a particular open item. So there are many ways from where we can create a dispute case manually, and there are certain transactions as well from where we can create the dispute case automatically. Then once a dispute case is created, it is assigned to a processor. So the processor will investigate the dispute case. So the assigned user reviews the issue checks supported documents, and collaborates with the internal team. Then once the investigation is done, the outcome of the dispute case or the root cause of the dispute case is communicated with the user. The processor identifies why the dispute occurred and communicates the finding or the clarification to the customer. Then the final step comes the resolution and financial posting. So after the financial decision, the system triggers the necessary financial posting such as credit memos, adjustments, or write-off. So if you see, the first step is in the FI module. The second one is also in the FI standard accounts receivable module. Then we move to the dispute management module. Here a case ID is created. Nothing gets posted in the system. Here also there is an investigation going on, so no entries is posted. Here as well, we communicate the outcome of the dispute case to the customer, so no accounting entry is posted. Here in the resolution phase, an accounting entry is generally posted, either a credit memo on the FI side or a auto write-off or a bad debt on the dispute management side. So I've also explained in this course a functionality of auto write-off, in which if you are not able to recover the money, so there is a certain transaction in the dispute management which will be running in the background, and that will automatically close the dispute case, as well as it will post the FI document from the dispute management module itself. So I have explained that functionalities in the auto write-off section. You can go and view that section as well. So this is the integration of FI accounts receivable with the dispute management module. Now let us understand the total process flow of SAP Dispute Management. It starts with customer reporting a complaint. So the dispute process begins when the customer raises an issue regarding an invoice or payment. So once the issue is raised, the company will create the dispute case in the system. The processor logs the complaint into SAP as a structured dispute case with the relevant invoice detail. So your FI accounting document will get linked to your dispute case. And then we assign the reason for dispute case and category for dispute case. So this helps classify the type of issue and enables accurate reporting and routing. Then we assign processor and define the priority. So the case is allocated to the responsible person, and the priorities is set based on the severity of customer importance, whether it needs to be a high priority dispute case or it needs to be a medium priority dispute case. Then the investigation of the dispute case starts. So the processor examines the document, checks history, and collaborates internally to understand the issue. So once the investigation is done, the communication of the investigation is shared with the customer. So the findings are shared with the customer. So the customer, they will either accept the dispute case or they will reject the dispute case or reject the investigation. Okay. So if the customer is okay with the dispute case resolution, the investigation that the team has done, then we hand it over to the collections or the accounting team for the final posting. So if the dispute case is resolved from the customer end and from our end as well, the case is passed to the accounting team to ensure proper follow-ups on the revised balances. Then we move ahead with the financial FI posting, or if you want to post any credit memo. So necessary adjustments such as credit memos are posted in the system, and then we proceed to close the dispute case. So what if there is a scenario where the customer is not happy with the outcome of the dispute case? Then what? So if the customer is not happy, the customer is informed why the dispute case is rejected or why the dispute is rejected with supporting explanation, further explanation from the management. Okay. And if the customer is satisfied with that explanation, then we again move ahead and hand it over to the collections for regular follow-up or FI posting. Then we close the dispute case if the customer is satisfied. So what happens when the customer is still not satisfied with the explanation? In that scenarios, we will start the escalation process. So escalation process begins involving higher authority for review. And suppose there is a other team or a debt recovery team in the company, they will look into it, or the upper management will look into the dispute case and they will find the resolution. So even after that, if there are any unresolved or amount that are irrecoverable, the case can lead to bad debt processing as well. So after the escalation process, if the customer is agreeing to pay, then again we hand it over to the collection. And if the amount is not recoverable, suppose the customer has went bankrupt, Then we process the bad debts in the system, and we have some configuration as well in the system from where we process the bad debts. It not only automatically closes the dispute case, but also posts the FI accounting document and clears the open item from the FI side. So I have explained that functionality as well in this course. The concept is called auto write-off of dispute case. And once that is done, we proceed to close the dispute case. So there are certain transactions as well from where we can auto close a dispute case. So if suppose if the customer is making the full payment of the dispute case, we will close the dispute case automatically. So that configuration also I have explained in the course. So this was the overall process flow of SAP Dispute Management in a typical scenario. So that brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you all for taking the time to attend this session. I truly appreciate your presence and engagement throughout the presentation. If you have any questions, need clarification, or would like to discuss any topics in more detail, please feel free to send me an email. I'd be more than happy to support you. Also, if you are interested in enrolling to this Udemy course and would like to have a discount coupon, just drop me an email and I will share a special discount code with you. So thank you once again and happy learning.